The last episode, we talked about high school. On this episode, we will talk about when boys turn into men, college, and beyond. So, in the last episode, you stated that your son only had one offer. So, what made you choose that other than going JUCO or prep?
I think he wanted an opportunity to play Division I basketball right away, and Youngstown State at that time offered him, and he decided to go there. His first year was kind of challenging. That was the first time probably in years where he had to actually come off the bench. And some days he didn't handle it as well as others. He played, but he didn't play like he was accustomed to doing. And so I think his freshman year, even though he averaged about 8 or 9 points, coming off the bench was a little challenging for him. And then not having the ball in his hands, that was a growth that he had to understand, that it just wasn't going to be like that. College is a little different. And he was being small, but he also needed to put on more weight as well. You know, at that, no matter what level it was, but at that particular mid-major, athletes are still athletes. He was running up against athletes that he couldn't dominate like he could in high school. The next year, he was able to find a little bit more success. They had him starting with another point guard, but he was a shooting guard. And so imagine, being 5'8.5" as a shooting guard in a mid-major conference. He led them in scoring with about 16 points a game, but he wanted a little bit more after that, so that's when he decided to transfer. So he transferred out that year and went to Central Michigan, where he had probably one of the best years of any college player in a long time. Led the nation in scoring. He was on Sports Illustrated, 60 Minutes. He was kind of like, he had one of those things that you can't plan for, right? Like that success that he had, I have no idea how to explain it. It brought me back to some of his high school days when he was, when he made a couple of game winners right back to back to back. And then this term Keene Sanity was all over the place, and it is just different. He had a very special year at Central Michigan. So, like I said before, I can't really describe it. Besides, yeah, he worked his tail off, but.
Were there any surprises once on campus?
No, I just think the surprise for me was Youngstown is an older town, so I think moving from San Antonio, Texas to Ohio was probably a culture shock a little bit. The weather was colder. I think that was the biggest challenge for him. As long as he was playing basketball, he was okay. So.
Okay, what part did you play in the professional aspect of his career?
Professionally? Well, once he decided to turn pro, all I did was, looked at him and asked him, "Are you sure this is what you want to do?" I asked the question. You thought it out. You have plans. I spoke with his mom, his stepdad, my wife as well. We all, gave him some advice on, what he thought. His junior year, his redshirt junior year, he thought because of the year that he had in college was the best time for him to take that next step. And he decided to go there. So I told him, I just made sure that he, look, this is your decision. At some point, this is the decision you make, and I'm not going to be the one who say, no, you can't do it.
So your son was a TBT legend. How did that feel to see him accomplish that, a goal that was set like so long ago?
Nervous. Every time I see him play, I'm always nervous for any of my kids to play. But when I see him play on TBT. First of all, it's for a good cause. It's for cancer research. I just want him to have success, and I take it even harder, I think, than he does when he doesn't perform like I know he can. But a lot of people is looking for him. His name is out there, so it's even harder for him every single year to be able to go back and to perform at a level that the one thing everybody is saying, he's not going to beat us. But I get nervous, but I'm extremely proud of him.
Your energy, dedication, and perseverance has shown through in the children you raise and the children you coach. Thank you for giving yourself to the game, the culture, and the next generation. Thank you for sharing your journey.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for the next episode of The Journey.